All right, our friend Aaron Tangway joins us with what's coming up on 207. And we often say, oh, you guys have great stories coming up. We, in the break, were just talking about one of your stories from last night. So they're great conversation points.
Yes.
And you always bring us great content.
And we'll try to follow it up tonight.
We hope so. No pressure.
Yeah. We've called Red Stories, Covered Stories, that Maine just needs more jobs that, need to increase the workforce.
Yeah.
And there's a group called Focus Maine that has been around now for 10 years. That was their goal mission. So it started 10 years ago with leaders from business, education, and the government getting together to try to find ways to create more jobs in the state. And they started with two sectors. They looked at food production, like whether it be some of the oyster farms or at land and sea, or some of the farms that are growing produce and things like that. And then they sought out young companies that showed promise. So they didn't want to start from the ground level, but maybe the first floor or the second floor.
Okay.
And over the last 10 years, they've helped create 1,500 jobs in the state. And some of the companies that were highlighted in Dawn's piece on this was North Spore Mushrooms, which they started out selling mushrooms to restaurants, but now also they sell mushroom growing kits that people can buy. And they're an example of a company that 10 years ago when this started had 3 employees. They now have 70. So they've seen this growth around the state with a lot of these smaller businesses, increasing their business, giving them mentorship, maybe some funding, things like that to help them grow, but then letting them grow on their own organically and continue to grow. And they say they've actually gotten to the point 10 years in that the people that started this have kind of worked themselves out of a job, that they don't really need the program anymore, that these companies are thriving and have taken on that leadership role of Focus Maine and helped other companies continue to grow around the state.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, and it's increasing. And some of the companies they talked about was like Marin skincare products that are using lobster to create, in their product, and others that are using the resources we already have and getting them out to companies that can now ship these all over the world.
Marin sucked me in. I did a story on them, and I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff actually works. So I love when you can genuinely promote Maine products because they actually work.
Yeah, and you see their stuff all over the place. We're going into different stores. I know my wife loves it. I made an easy stocking stuffer this year. So
yes,
seeing these companies thrive and their products being able to ship, they don't just have to stay local. They can be a local company with a global reach.